One big factor in this game is the fact that the Niners are a totally different team than the one that lost to the Packers week 3. That game went down to the wire at Levi's, and Elijah Mitchell didn't play. Deebo Samuel did play, but was not a running back in that game. It seems to me the Niners run game is a whole different thing, and maybe the Packers can shut it down, but they haven't seen this.
No. I thought initially one of the things I just checked on the weather report, because if there were any precipitation, particularly snow in that game, the Niners run game, it's not a vertical run game, it's a side-to-side run game. So if it's snowing, a snow game could take away a lot of those cutbacks. So that would be really advantage Green Bay. And then it'd be more of like a power run game would have success in that,
just run
in
forward.
that scenario.
Less
right,
cutting.
But that's not the case. It's, from what I saw, it's going to be like AM flurries, so snow shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, the Niners run game, it's starting to take off, and it's starting to take off. It probably could use a little bit more power in that game, and I think a guy that you had mentioned in our when we start in our precast before we go over is Jeff Wilson, right? Jeff Wilson is their power back.
That's right. What's so interesting about the Niners, I've been really fading them all year because of their quarterback. But what's so intriguing about them is that they're dominating right now with their running game, with their running backs, one of whom is a wide receiver. And that's so old school. You don't see teams even try to do that in the NFL anymore. It's like everyone's just acknowledged that it can't be done. And you look at Arizona, who I picked to win the Super Bowl this year, go to the Super Bowl, I forget which one. And they looked like a total finesse team in their loss. So there is no run game, nothing physical about them. Now, they were 8-2 when DeAndre Hopkins was healthy, but you can't just fall apart when one player goes down. Maybe the Niners would fall apart if Deebo went down, but I don't think so. I think they're better coached. I think Arizona's lack of a run game exposed their head coach as being a total fraud, and they should probably fire him and bring in D'Amico Ryans and Mike McDaniel to give them a run game and a freaking defense. But that's just free suggestions for the Cardinals, who probably won't take them. I'm just saying that's what they should do. Imagine Kyler Murray with a defense and a run game and a play-action passing game. That would be something. But anyway, that's why I'm so bullish on the 49ers this week. They have the run game that leads to success in the playoffs. They have it.
Right. I know it's the NFL, and not just the NFL, but most of football now, it's really about passing. But I think you still need to have a run game. Like, now, do you need to rush for 300 yards? No, but you still need to have a complementary run game. A run game lets you control clock. You don't want to be a team in your scenario where you're up and you can't control that clock and put a team away because you can't run the football.
But it's the Niners don't have a complimentary run game. They have a complimentary pass game.
Yeah. If you want to call it that. If you want to call it that.
All right, there's more factors, and we're going to go through a list of factors that are going to come into play. The first one we just broke down, the fact that the run game is totally different than it was week 3. The Niners almost beat Green Bay without Elijah Mitchell, without Deebo Samuel running the ball. Now they're going to get to their brand of football, which is feeding those guys a lot, and they typically win.